However, I do want to jump into the show immediately because we have to cover some very sad news that sort of sent shockwaves through the NBA and Suns world. Unless you've been living under a rock, unfortunately, the voice of the Phoenix Suns, the legend himself, Al McCoy, passed away recently at the age of 91. And I'm going to be real with you guys for a minute. There's really nothing I can say that will even do a justice or scratch the surface of honoring the great Al McCoy. And I don't mean that to be offensive. It's just I don't think I have the words personally to honor Al McCoy, but I'm going to do my best. 51 years of covering the Phoenix Suns, broadcasting the Phoenix Suns on TV, the radio, everything. Can you imagine doing the same job for 51 years? 51 years, you guys. And, you know, his iconic career, his passion, dedication, his love for this team, his love for broadcasting, his love for just doing his job can never be matched. And it didn't matter if he was on TV or the radio or, you know, if he was interviewing people, he loved his job. And there's a reason he did it for 51 years. That will be unmatched. More on that a little bit later, by the way. And yes, I took a little bit of notes here. I'm going to read you guys a quote, but because again, I need sort of help with trying to come up with the words for Al McCoy. You know, there's a lot of discussion about who the greatest Phoenix Sun player is. You know, Devin Booker, Steve Nash, Charles Barkley, Alvin Adams, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody on my wall back here, right? There's a debate for who the greatest Phoenix Sun player, and I say player, is. And that's fine. We'll be talking about that for decades. But the greatest Phoenix Sun is Al McCoy. Hands down, no question. Saying that Al McCoy inspired people's careers, including myself, not that I have a career, but inspired me and inspired others is a complete understatement. Seriously, you guys, especially for the younger generation, just go to a website called Google and just Google Al McCoy. Go on Twitter, go on Instagram or even Facebook and just search Al McCoy and read and educate yourself on Al McCoy. So speaking of that, I want to read you guys a quote. And real quick, from what I read and heard, I have a small story later, but I never actually got to meet Al McCoy. But from what I read and heard, he was an incredible man on and off the court. He was a family man, a great colleague, all that great stuff. Al McCoy was incredible. So I want to read you guys a quote from the Suns website. And while I'm doing that, just real quick, we're going to just pull this up. The Suns social media team put out a bunch of quotes and pictures and memories of Al McCoy and all this good stuff. As you can see right here. So yeah, they put out, you know, the posts honoring Al McCoy and everything. And says Phoenix Suns Ring of Honor member and legendary radio play-by-play announcer Al McCoy has passed away peacefully at the age of 91. And I want to read you guys a quote from the Suns website. And it says, and I quote, "The longest tenured team broadcaster in NBA history, McCoy was widely known as the dean of NBA broadcasters for his years of service and unique broadcasting style. He serviced 51 seasons as the voice of the Suns, calling his first game on September 27th, 1970. I'm so sorry, I butchered that. Calling his first game on September 27th, 1972, and on his last, I can't read, and his last on May 11th, 2023. That's the day before my birthday. That's my sister's birthday. Fun fact. McCoy's unforgettable calls of the most memorable moments in Suns history, including 3 trips to the NBA Finals and his trademark phrases from Shazam to Zing, from Shazam to Zing, Go the Strings, and Heartbreak Hotel have cemented his legacy throughout Arizona and the NBA. His distinctive voice, vivid descriptions, and deep knowledge of the game created a unique style that remains a staple for more than 5 decades. McCoy will forever be known as the voice of the Phoenix Suns. I want to shake the hand or hands of the people who wrote that, because that quote alone does a great job of just Al McCoy's career in life and everything he did for the Suns. He is the voice of the Suns. He is the greatest Sun ever, and he will be missed. And when I say that it sent shockwaves throughout the NBA and the Suns community and the Suns world, it did. There were people like Mike Breen, for example. You know, the guy goes, bang! Like, he got on the air and talked about Al McCoy, and just so many others and so many companies and people in the NBA, and Adam Silver and Devin Booker, and so many people just paid tribute to the late, great Al McCoy. So, you know, and like I said, I sort of have a quick story here, because again, I never really got to meet Al McCoy, but I sort of did. Long story short, do you guys remember when the Suns had that open practice up at Northern Arizona, or NAU? They had an open practice, and I got there pretty early with a couple friends of mine, and I think he got out of the car either with Tom Leander or Kevin Ray, and we kind of parked near them, and we all got out of the car at the same time. I was like, oh my God, I was like, that's Al McCoy. And I wish I would have been that fan that went up and asked him for a picture, but I didn't. But I said hello. He turned around, said hello back. I wish I would have gotten a photo with him. But that's sort of my point. Like, from every story that I read and from things that I heard and listened to, he was just a very nice guy and loved the fans. And seriously, guys, just educate yourself on Al McCoy. Go on Google, go on Twitter, read stuff. Educate yourself about Al McCoy, the greatest Sun forever. Christy, appreciate you being here. She says, swish-a-roo for 2. Absolutely. I'm sorry if I butchered those quotes earlier, by the way, you guys. You guys know I can't read. Shout out to Jay. Thank you for being here. He said, there's not enough words to define how good Al was. Exactly. David, appreciate you being here. What up, Geek Squad? Appreciate you, man. Okay, guys. So there's no moving on from Al McCoy, and I don't want to do that, but we are going to move on with the rest of this show. But I was going to let you guys know that throughout the season, especially when I have guests on, I want to talk to them about Al McCoy, and we're going to hear stories and just memories and what Al McCoy meant to other people. So the more I get guests on, especially in the Suns community, we will continue to honor Al that way. We will continue to honor him all season and afterwards. So rest in peace to Al McCoy. I want to take a quick moment of silence for the voice of the Suns, Al McCoy. James also says, may the greatest Phoenix Sun rest in peace. Oh, and I know I'm kind of all over the place, you guys. I promise we're going to jump into the Suns news just real quick. Seriously, I saw PHNX uploaded a great video on Al McCoy, but there was others. Seriously, just go check out Al McCoy videos on YouTube. Even the Suns YouTube page has great features on Al McCoy. You can educate yourself and just go watch those videos, you guys. Rodriguez says he really didn't even enjoy retirement. He gave it all to the Suns. And I didn't mean to laugh right there. Sorry, you guys. I got to blow my nose real quick. I didn't mean to laugh right there, but it is kind of true. He literally gave his life and post life to the Phoenix Suns. You know, I'm sure if Al McCoy could have, he probably would have given it one more year, maybe even 2 more years if he could have. But it wasn't in God's plan, you know. Jay says, got to meet Al when I first finished college and moved to Arizona. He was gracious, classy individual who never let his iconic status in broadcasting change who he was. Exactly. Any of us who have ever worked in broadcasting in Phoenix knew he was the bar we could never reach, but all wanted to one day to be close to on the same footing as. Exactly.